This is huge, huge news. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a video on the channel right now that is going mega viral, okay? It's my interview with Dr. Buttar, and he talks about the $3.7 million, what that money did, and how Fauci got around the Department of Homeland Security order to stop doing testing on coronaviruses in the United States. Listen to this. What I think you're talking about is the moratorium that was placed, and then $3.7 million from the National Institute of Health was transferred to China so they could continue this research, even though the moratorium. So they basically outsourced this research to China. Is this the same topic we're talking about here? This news is just breaking?
Yes, this is exactly right. So it goes back to 2014. The U.S. government decided, based upon certain virologists at that time, saying that, look, there's no justification for this kind of research. There's a potential for it to cause harm, cause a pandemic. So there's no justification for us to do this type of research. So the government passed a moratorium in 2014. Fauci approved approved budgets to be monies to be section for this type of research. So basically, and I'm getting really, every time I think about this, it gets me really flustered because I'm so angry that he basically broke the law. He more than broke the law. He created this entire cascade that we're seeing with the world shutdown was created by this initial aspect back in 2015. He broke the law. He went against government moratoriums. He took taxpayer money and he funded research that has now led to the COVID-19. In 2017, he was documented at Georgetown University saying that there will be a pandemic that this presidency will face, that this term will face. How did he know that in 2017 that something was going to happen in 2018?
Okay. So, that was some person on Instagram deciding to speak on the COVID-19 pandemic. Now they're trying to say that Dr. Fauci was in on the plot with China to kill as many Americans as possible. Excuse me. Now, I've heard a lot of theories on this. I've also heard the theory that the Chinese were trying to curb their population, that this disease was created to kill off the older generation because they're running out of room. The country's at full capacity and they don't have enough room for all of their people. So they took a known virus, tried to play God with it. It got out of control and it started killing all the older people in China. Well, it got outside of China and it started killing all the older people in other countries. Okay. So let's think about this. Let's look at this. China gets their hands on the virus. They do experiments to it. They're trying to kill off as many of the elderly in their community, especially with people with underlying conditions. It gets out of control. Now they can't contain it. It then finds its way to other countries, and it does the same exact thing in China in other countries. So what I'm getting at is if they created this super virus to take out specific people and it get out of control, then no matter where this virus goes, it's it's like a robot. You build a military robot that's trained to kill. Something goes wrong with the robot. It can't distinguish good from bad, so it just kills people at random. If it feels threatened, it kills somebody. It doesn't matter if the threat is imaginary. The robot doesn't understand that. Anything that resembles a threat, the robot's going to kill somebody. So it starts killing hundreds of innocent people everywhere it goes. The robot is doing exactly what it was programmed to do. That's common sense. Those are facts. This virus came out of China. This virus, from what I can see, I mean, I'm no specialist, but common sense goes a long way. Europe, China, America, the virus is doing the same thing. Come on now. Pay attention, people. The virus is doing the same thing. It's taking out older people, elderly. It's taking out people with underlying health conditions. Now, it has also been said that dark-skinned people, black people, Negroes, have a high tolerance for certain types of disease. I believe that to be true. It's also been said scientifically that we gather our strength to a certain degree from exposure to the sun. Okay. So, that being said, a stay-at-home order that keeps you from getting outside to get that natural nutrients that you need. I mean, come on now. The CDC, Dr. Fauci, the black lady from Illinois, I don't care what doctor you talk to. In the black community, there are certain facts, certain myths, there are certain legends that we talk about amongst ourselves that are passed down from generation to generation. But through it all, the facts are the facts. Black people have a chemical reaction, a natural chemical reaction to the sun, where exposure to the sun strengthens our internal organs. It soaks through the skin and it gets to our internal organs, like photosynthesis in a plant. A lot like photosynthesis in a plant. I noticed that the trees around me, in my neighborhood, usually they'll be in full bloom, leaves thick. But now it's, I don't know, it's like it's still winter. Temperatures are colder, the sun barely comes out, and when it does come out, on some of the hottest days, the few hottest days that we've had, we've been told to stay in the house. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you sanitize. Okay, I get that. But I'm getting ready to hit you with something, and I'm going to show you before I tell you what I think. So I pulled this up a little while ago. I was looking at YouTube video earlier, and they were talking about the stay-at-home order, and they're talking about how you should make sure you wash your hands and sanitize your hands. So everybody's buying up toilet paper and hand sanitizer. But then I thought about it, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I thought about it. Years ago, I heard that too much hand sanitizer strips your body from, basically you have negative bacteria and positive bacteria. Now, too much negative bacteria will get you sick. Not enough positive bacteria. Bacteria eats helps to break down germs and infections and keeps you healthy. But if you strip that good bacteria away, if you strip it away, what happens is your immune system goes down and you're left vulnerable. That's my way of reiterating what I initially read. So I pulled it up on Google, and I hope you guys can see that. And basically it's saying the same thing that I had heard previously. If you're using hand sanitizer too frequently, you may be keeping your hands too clean. That's because while it may seem like a no-brainer to fight getting sick by carrying pocket-sized hand sanitizer, it can actually be harmful to your immune system in the long run. So, what I'm saying is common sense. We're in a common sense situation. They want us to stay at home, wash our hands, sanitize. But at the same time, as a black person, as a Negro, some of my immune strength comes from how much sun can soak through my skin. If I'm stuck in the house all day long, I'm depleting my body's natural immune system. If I'm doing nothing but sanitizing 3, 4, 5 times a day, I'm stripping my natural immune system. And just like the article said, it's nothing wrong with hand sanitizing. It's good. You should. But don't get crazy with it. Use common sense. What's that old saying? Too much of a good thing can be bad. This is very true. And it's true right now. Do not go crazy with the hand sanitizer, because you're going to do more harm than good. You'll actually end up preventing your immune system from doing its job to keep you safe from this COVID-19. And any legitimate medical doctor would know this. But see, the media and these other fools out here keep trying to push the narrative that all you gotta do is just stay home and wash your hands and sanitize. Okay. But the information that I'm talking about has been out for years. And now all of a sudden, because of COVID-19, we just supposed to throw away the information that we've already known for 10, 15, 20 years that don't matter anymore. That's null and void. Bull crap. Trump said it himself, the cure can't be worse than the than the problem. And on that part, I do believe that. I believe that cold-heartedly. Another point I wanted to make. They're saying that Dr. Fauci is in on this little plot to destroy the planet, destroy humankind. So what does he have to gain? Because he's in the medical profession. Well, I would say the only thing I can think of is that the pharmaceuticals would make billions, trillions of dollars from this. Because vaccines, you create a disease, you cause mass panic, and then you just mysteriously come up with a cure. But who's in on it? If it takes months, if it takes years to develop a vaccine, how is any president, I don't care if it's Trump or Obama, how is any president going to come and say, oh, well, we should have a vaccine pretty soon. We should have a vaccine in a few months. If it takes 8 months, you can't have people thinking that in 6 months they're going to be cured. That's not logical. It's not ethical. It's just plain wrong. Now, here's my thing. You got people talking about left wing, right wing, Democrats, the Republicans. Oh, well, he's in on it, him and Bill Gates. First of all, there's an article on TED Talks. If you go to tedtalks.com through YouTube, or just do a direct link to TED Talks, what's his name? Bill Gates. Bill Gates did a TED Talk. I believe it was around 2014, 2015. And in this talk, he discussed pandemics and viruses. Now, I haven't seen the article myself, but there's an article on the internet with Bill Gates where he speaks on, it might even be a video. I'm not sure. It might be a video too. But the situation is that Bill Gates talked to President Trump and he told them about the importance of putting a plan together for such an event in case we get hit with a pandemic. And that didn't happen. It's happening now. But the fact that I know that this information is out there, and then I look on the news and Trump's like, yeah, we're putting the plan in action. Dude, you whole knew. The one person in the world outside of the medical community that knows about infectious diseases and how they kill people told you to your face that we need to do something now to protect ourselves in case a pandemic breaks out. He never said when it was going to happen. He said, if it happens, we need to be ready. So, he knew. He knew. How does this link to Fauci? Well, again, I'm getting ready to show you. Okay, so this is another article, page that I pulled up, and it's talking about Dr. Fauci. All right. Left wing versus right wing. Republicans versus Democrats. If you look down that list, and you actually take a look at the presidents that Dr. Fauci has worked under, it says that Dr. Fauci has been around for quite some time. It specifically names the presidents: Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. Dr. Fauci has been around way before people even knew Barack Obama was a senator. He's been around way before Clinton decided to run for public office. And if you count how many Republican presidents there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 Democrat presidents, and 4 Republicans. Now, some Democrats aren't Democrats. They're not for the people. This case could be argued against Clinton. Definitely. The things that I've heard, man. There are more Republican leadership than Democratic leadership. So, the argument that Fauci is in on it with Bill Gates and they trying to destroy America and the pharmaceutical is trying to make trillions of dollars. Okay, if he's in on it, guess what? Majority of the leaders that he has worked for are all Republicans. So why are people singling out Democrats? Yeah, Democrats had their faults. Some Democrats are more Republican than they are Democratic. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Okay. So, in conclusion, this is my thinking. I saw a video posted on YouTube a couple of months ago regarding Malcolm X. And he's addressing politics. This was like in, 50s or 60s? I wasn't even thought about yet. So, he's talking about politics. And he uses the analogy of the wolf and the fox. And after I watched the video, I thought about it. And one day I'm looking at all this bashing, on TV, Republicans bashing Democrats bashing Republicans. It's like, Malcolm X was right. Martin Luther King did some good things, but Malcolm X was right beyond a shadow of a doubt. His theory is, you got the wolf and the fox. The wolf is just going to straight take what you got. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're just going to take it. But the fox, he's clever. The fox is going to try to finesse you out of what you got. The methods are different, but the end is still the same. So, divide and conquer comes into play. The Republicans want something from the American people. The Democrats want something from the American people. And you got bad Democrats and you got bad Republicans. So if both of these two different sides have people fighting each other over which side is right or wrong, they could just come in the house and take all you got. You got one side that wants to be the wolf, and you got the other side that wants to be the fox. But guess what? Neither situation is good. So what I'm saying, at the end of the day, stop this crap about Republicans are left wingers, right wings. Republicans and Democrats both ain't crap. We've been in the same situation for the past 20 years, and it didn't get worse. It gets better for a little bit, then it gets worse. Then it gets a little better, then it gets worse. And you would think it would get better with the Democrats. But I'm learning that, no, the Democrats might not have as many skeletons in their closet, but they're a couple of bones shy of a cemetery. The Republicans, they don't care. They're just trying to get paid. So, what's the difference? A dirty politician is a dirty politician, whether they Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter. A good politician is a good politician, which is a rarity. So don't look at it as, oh, well, I'm a Republican and I'm conservative and they do this for us and they do that for us. And, oh, really? How much have they done for the black community? And then there's people sitting up on YouTube and whatnot talking about how, people are out protesting. I've only seen white Americans out protesting. And like someone said, most black people are not going to go out protesting because we already know what's going to happen. When a white person do something, they're defending their God-given right. They're defending their amendment right. But when a black person do something, oh, we're criminals. We're organizing. Our organizing is a threat to society. Like, really? Check this out real quick before I leave. Think about this. Throughout the history of America, a black person and a white person could do the same thing. And because it's a black person, it's deemed as evil intent. But if it's a white person, they're defending their rights. You kill, destroy, and disassemble the Black Panthers. But you allow the KKK to have rallies wherever they want. You allow the KKK to burn people's houses, hang people from trees. You allow KK members to be from the lowest government officials to the highest government officials. But the first time a black person wants to stand up for his people, first time a black person wants to stand up for her people, oh, she's inciting violence. He's trying to take over America. Really? Really? If that's true, and I'm going to leave y'all with that, if black people are so violent, so evil, United States government, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, if black people are so evil, then who created this virus that we're dealing with now? Because from what I see, Chinese people don't even like black people. So how the heck we do anything?